All right. Hello, everybody. Hello. Wait, why am I so dark? Hello, everybody. What do we have here? A new commander, leadership commander. That is. Let me do this. There we go. Looking good. Irgundir. The ring. Eduardo ZKX. Eat what a later. What's up, you guys? Let's go. Qin Huan will be invincible. Shield will be up forever as skill cycle. So fast plus 40% all damage. Eduardo, hello. ZKX says, I was thinking that, but other pairs need this more. Also, this commander constantly providing himself a shield. It's a counter to Qin Huan. Qin Huan deals constant damage, shield absorbs it, and some shields hit damage you back. Drops. No giveaway this live stream. No. This live stream, so whenever we are reviewing a commander, I decided not to do live stream because decided to not to do a giveaway because it like splits the attention of people, right? So let's keep our purpose like one. Let's just talk about this Vercingetorix commander. I'm mainly interested in this guy. We do have the siege commander Elizabeth the First. We'll go over her, but I am not too excited about the siege commander. As soon as I saw her skill, it's a single target. A siege commander is gonna excite me if the commander has like a AoE commander. Let's see. Stribor, hello. Can we pair him with Liu Che replacing Alex Philip? Let's see, guys. Let's review the skills. I actually quickly went over the skills while I was, collecting these images, copy pasting and preparing it to showcase for you guys. I do have some idea of what pair can be done, but there's a lot more important question to answer, in my opinion, is this guy gonna replace Philip? That is the most important question, because obviously this guy is a buffing commander, right? This guy provides shield, he buffs marches and also applies some debuff, right? And then he also deals a little bit of damage whenever the shield breaks or expires. But I don't think for sure he is not like a damage dealing commander, for sure. We can all agree on that. Like Qin Huan is like a pure damage guy, right? But this Vercingetorix is a buffing guy, also a little bit of debuff for sure. So in commanders like this, who is gonna be actually using this kind of commander, right? So who is gonna be using this kind of buffing commander in their marches? And that is a player who is running like minimum 5 marches, right? Or 6 or 7 marches. That's even better. So the thing is that the buffing commander is that it is always good idea to have just the damage dealing march within your marches first, and then maybe as your 6th or 7th march you could look into like a buffing or debuffing march. That is the idea. So in my opinion, Vercingetorix, like just following that principle, definitely this guy is not for players who are running less marches or like I have a young account. I haven't have that 5, 6, 7 marches yet, right? Also, I don't think for It's for FTP commanders, but that is just only when we are following the principle. Support like a buffing march, right? That's the principle. But who knows? This guy might be bringing us some surprise. So let us check out the skills. Let's see. Will of D18. I caught another stream. Welcome, man. World Games. What's up? What's up? Yasin. Put him behind Arthur Easy. Elsie Philip, Arthur Versi Easy. Man, so let's see, guys. Let's see what happens, man. So you guys are saying Qin Shi Huang is a good candidate. Arthur is good candidate. Let's see. We can't use a buff march with 5 marches. With what? With can't use a buff march with 5 marches. Ah. So if you're running 5 marches, one of them buffing march is good idea or bad idea, right? That's the question that you're asking. I don't think it's the most optimal thing to do, because there is always gonna be very, very good meta pairing for 5 marches. But let's see, guys. Let's see. We are getting ahead of ourselves. I mean, I am getting ahead of myself, right? Maybe this guy is bringing something. Who knows? Let's see. So the King of Gold, Vercingetorix. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Leadership, versatility, support, talent tree. Okay. So the first skill is 1000 rage requirement, and then you are gaining 2500 damage factor of Mighty Shield. So this 2500 damage factor of Mighty Shield is actually, I think it is now the highest in the game. There is no other commander that provides in terms of damage factor. I don't think there's another commander that exceeds this. So I think this 2500 is by far the highest damage factor shield right now. Vercingetorix is bringing, and up to 4 nearby allied troops, allies, or there are some grammar mistakes here. I think they're gonna fix this, but they're up to 4 nearby allies or friendly troops gain 30% attack for 5 seconds, and up to 5 nearby enemy troops lose 40% march speed for 3 seconds. March speed reduction is absolutely awesome on the field. Also, this 30% attack. Oh, let me do this. Yes. 30% attack. Right? Oh, 30% attack is going to be equal to somewhere around 10 to 15% all damage. All damage. Okay, so let me just convert this number for us to easy to understand, and let me just do this. Yep. So we're gonna be as we go, we're gonna be doing some notes here, and this is up to 4 nearby allies or friendly units, right? So if we are talking about getting the full usage of this, like 4 allies, right? 4 marches, 4 allies means 40% to 15%, 60% all damage. This in total, right? In total, 4 allies means 40 to 60% all damage, just added in total. Why am I doing this? Is too easy to compare with Philip. Now let's just compare with Philip right now. So Philip, where is my Philip? Let me do this. Philip is providing. Wait a second. We need to also consider the duration as well. For 5 seconds, right? 5 seconds. 5 seconds means, let's just multiply that again. 200 to 300 all damage. Guys, this number is looking absolutely insane amount, but just don't mind. This is too easily to compare, okay? So each second 40 to 60%, so 200 to 300%. I'm just trying to compare this. All right, it's not actually 200 to 300 damage increase. All right. Philip is 5, so 5 nearby enemy, 20% more damage, right? So 20% more damage. Let me do this. So Philip. Excuse me. Oh my god. Philip, 20% all damage, right? And 5 allies means that is 100% all damage. And then because the duration is 2 seconds, let's multiply that by 2. That means 2 sec. That's 200 damage. Also, we need to think about that Philip is casting his skill again. There is a chance that he will cast his skill again. That means, let's say on average, the buff is lasting 3 seconds, okay? Because it does not really cast his skill all the time again, but it doesn't cast the skill all the time, but it does recast the skill. I need to blow my nose, man. Let's see, did I do this correctly? Okay, so 30% attack, 10 to 15% all damage, yes. 4 allies, that means 40% to 60% all damage. Yes, total. And then for 5 seconds, that's 200 to 300% all damage. Right, multiplied by 5. Philip, on the other hand, 20% all damage. 5 allies means 100. Yeah, the damage, that damage increase is looking similar, isn't it? Support march feels like 6 or 7 kind of thing. Yes, yes, indeed. 2500 mighty shield is pretty big compared to what we have. Yes, it is the biggest shield, right? But guys, so luckily I have already been studying shield, healing, and damage factors, okay? So I know exactly how much this 2500 damage factor of shielding means. I will explain it in a bit, but let's just go over and recheck this. I need to blow my nose, guys. BRB. I'm back. So I have it's my allergy, right? I sneeze, and then whenever I sneeze, my nose becomes runny, and I don't like that feeling. So I have to blow it, and it becomes okay. It's auto expertise for me. Okay, interesting. If you have 5 march, don't the buff tend to favor targeting your marches first nearby? Yes, yes. So all of the buffs will target your own marches first. It will prioritize, right? How the system that's how the system works. And it doesn't if it doesn't find any your marches, then it provides the buff into random nearby allies. Yo, Chad is coming in with 10 gifties. Thank you, man. I appreciate you. Welcome everybody to the kitchen crew. Yo, Nice is here, and Nice just got gifted by membership. Yo, what's up, Nice? Welcome, welcome. Should also work well with Bai Chi and LC. Rage gain speed looks nice. Yeah, well, it's a support match, not here, you big report. Yo, what the hell? Nice is coming in with 20 gifties. I appreciate you, man, you guys. Much love for the support. Again, chat, big love, my guy. And also Nice. Nice just goes crazy. Welcome everybody to the kitchen crew. That's insane. Welcome, welcome. Also, Chad already posted the video, right? So before I was planning the stream, I was also watching Chad video as well. All right, so yeah, so in terms of damage, I think it is providing a little bit equal amount of damage, but Philip provides damage reduction as well. So damage bonus looks equalish, right? But Philip provides damage reduction. Maybe I do this, yeah. Yo, chat. Read that 4-skill shield granted by this commander, so any shield he throws gets broken, you gain those stacks. That is kind of broken. Let's see. This commander troop has 10% chance to grant mighty shield to nearby units with the lowest HP. Okay, so it prioritizes one target that is the lowest HP, kind of like similar to Alex, including this commander troop for 3 seconds. This shield can absorb significant amount of damage. Factor is 800. That is not really significant. Whenever a shield granted by this commander is broken, their troop immediately gain 100 rage and deals 10% more damage for 5 seconds. Aha, so you think that... Aha, I see what you mean. So if there is another commander that is providing a shield, right? Then it's like paired with Vercingetorix. It's gonna give you the 100 rage and 10% more damage. If that how it works, it's kind of insane though. What I'm thinking is William Wallace, right? Okay, let us go here. Okay, let's go down. Let's go for one by one. So in terms of this 2500, so this extra, so damage bonus looks equal, but Philip provides more tankiness. However, Vercingetorix provides MS slow, which is absolutely great. Now, guys, I wanna tell you guys what this 2500 damage factor shield means. Okay, 25 100 shield equals to around this one. So 2500 damage factor actually equals to around 1250 damage factor or 1250 healing factor. It means that shield is like a 2 times weaker than actual damage or healing. Okay, so this 2500 damage factor of shield sounds insanely big, but in reality, this is an approximation, right? This is an approximation. It's not exactly like this. Things can get a little bit complicated depending on the troop capacity, but we can get a general idea. How I come up with this number is I was studying damage, shield, and healing factor, and I was studying the damage formula on this stuff, right? Shielding formula and healing formula. And what I came up with the analysis was here I was studying a troop capacity of 20,000 or less. Here 100 to 440, and here 300 to 440. I think this is 300 to 340, something like this. So whenever maybe the troop capacity, wait, hold on a second. Yeah, there is a troop capacity here, yes. But yeah, whenever I was doing the mathing around, geeking around, nerding around this stuff, I found out, I discovered that the shield is actually like 2 times weaker, or like 50% weaker than healing or damage factor, right? Actual damage and healing effect is almost equal, okay? Because we cannot say they are like exactly equal, because the damage formula is actually a little bit different. The formula is different, but damage and healing is kind of like equal, and shield is 2 times weaker. Yeah, here is the conclusion. Actually, healing can be ever so slightly stronger. So yeah, this 2500 damage factor is not that insane in reality. Okay, so it does seem to be like insanely big number, and it does seem to be like a record breaking, the biggest amount of shield that we have in game right now, but that is that. Okay, so regardless, so 1250 damage absorption is okay. It is going to help on open field for sure. For sure. When you provide the shield to the lowest HP March, that shield breaks, you get the stack, and then stack from the active with Art to combo proccing more. $2,500 Mighty is far bigger than any other commander Mighty Shield, though. Yes, it is far bigger, yes. But again, in reality, right, it is like not as significant, but it is like far bigger, right? It is quite decent. Now, let us go to the other skills. So 30% HP and 20% march speed here. And if this commander troop is on the map, basic attacks have 20% chance to immediately reduce the target's rage by 50 and cooldown 3 seconds. Oh boy, another rage reduction effect coming in the game. Another one. Nowadays, it's becoming quite hard to, build up your rage. More and more rage reduction effects coming in. It's like absolutely insane. On the other hand, the drums build, I think, is becoming more and more meta, because Horn and Ring is now having quite a bit of a problem. Everybody, I think, now needs to have a little bit of drums build or some sort of like a rage providing build. Otherwise, it's not being that great. But regardless, this 20% basic attack, right? This means that this second skill is going to enjoy pairing with combo, right? Because we're gonna proc it much more often. Whenever it causes enemy troop to lose 100 rage, this commander troop deals 5% more direct combo smite damage for 5 seconds. This effect can stack up to 4 times, and its duration is reset whenever it gains that stack. Okay, so first conclusion is this is gonna be enjoying pairing with combo commander. Okay. Second observation is Arthur pairing is looking quite enticing, as you guys suggested. So it says whenever it causes, right? This march causes the troops to lose rage. That means that not only this skill, but Arthur also has a skill that reduces rage, right? So I think that this is gonna be, yeah. Whenever it launches a combo or deals direct damage, it has 30% chance to reduce all targets' rage by 100 every second for the next 2 seconds, right? Cooldown is 5 seconds. So you are doing AoE combo, and if it happens to proc, you are reducing 100 rage for 2 seconds, right? That's already 200 rage. Let's see if there's any cooldown for this. Yeah, so there is no cooldown here, right? Whenever it causes troops to lose 100 rage, right? This commander troops deals this much, like stacked up, it is going to be total 20% more damage bonus. So I feel like with Arthur, this effect is gonna stack up like super fast. Gaining 20% combo bonus. I think that's how this is gonna work. So yeah, you're not really relying on this skill to reduce rage, right? But also Arthur's kit reduces rage, so this is synergizing quite well. Arthur immediately gaining 20% combo bonus. And I have a feeling that Arthur can keep this up quite... The uptime can be quite high. So 5 seconds of cooldown here. And then this one is 3 seconds of cooldown. The buff duration is... This is 5 seconds of duration. Yeah, this... I think the uptime can be up there quite decently, in my opinion. Let me read the chat. Let's see what you guys think. Whenever a shield granted by this commander might imply otherwise, just like the healing, damage conversion, or Shajar or CY. Oh, Wait a second. Wait a second. Wait a second. Is there a commander? Let me check out the Shajar. When it says whenever their troop, right? It doesn't say this commander. Hero shield is only 1200 and it's enough to slow down troops kill rate and garrison with appropriate commander pairs. Yeah, the shielding amount scales up with your troop capacity. So when we are talking about garrison situation, it can be a little bit different. The shielding factor might be a little bit stronger in garrison, right? But this Vercingetorix, we are looking at open field, and open field usually like it's the half the value, I would say. Is your computation in Excel sheet based on Mighty Shield or just regular shield? This is regular shield. Are you telling me that Mighty Shield has a different damage formula? I think they are the same, right? Wait, I mean, I'm not aware of Mighty Shield having a different formula, but you know, correct me if I'm wrong. I'm open to be corrected, right? I'm open to be corrected. It's good for 3 delta marches. Shielding should be better than healing since they don't take saves from taking damage with shield active, while after you heal you can take extra saves. I think isn't that the point, Chimura? The reason why shielding is a little bit weaker than healing because shielding doesn't let you take saves. Healing is a little bit stronger, but the downside is you are taking extra saves. So I think it makes perfect sense, right? But I want to replace Philip. Let's see, man, let's see. What is the difference between regular and Mighty Shield? I don't think there is a difference. There's only one difference, is that they can stack up. So they considered as a different buff. So you are applying a regular shield and Mighty Shield. Both of them, let's say 1000, 1000. So now you have 2000 shield. So they can, you know, add up because they considered different buff. But if you are adding Mighty Shield on top of Mighty Shield, then whichever stronger Mighty Shield will replace the weaker one. It doesn't add up. So the only thing is they are just the different buffs. You can still use as garrison, as a secondary in garrison. Normal damage is still counter attack. That is true. That is true. That is absolutely true. We haven't gone to that part yet. Let's see. Arthur rage reduction 1 frog. Read his skill again. Okay, let me see. Arthur reduction rage reduction 1 frog. Read his skill again. So whenever it causes enemy troop to lose 100 rage, right? So whenever you are causing enemy troops to lose 100 rage, you are now gaining a buff. And Arthur's skill does cause to lose rage, right? Reduce all targets rage by 100 rage every seconds for 2 seconds. So it might, so from what I see, there could be some synergy, but let me know what you're thinking, man. Chimura, why you think that Arthur rage reduction is not working? Just let me know if I'm missing out something. Let me know if I'm missing out something. Yo, Big Daddy, what's up, man? Arthur Hector work so well, this guy stands no chance. Let's see, let's see. It also works with Vaichi. There's a smite talent that reduces rage. Yes, good observation, TV Smiles. So the third observation is smite talent tree commanders, right? Especially with Vaichi. Very good observation. Because a smite, oh, not this one. Smite talent tree does have a rage reduction. Look at this. Fight or flight, right? You are reducing 45 rage, and like when Baichi, for example, casting his skill of 5 AoE, then he's reducing 225 rage, right? 225 rage. So Baichi 225 rage reduction. So Baichi primary, and then this guy is secondary, does have a synergy as well, or like any smite commanders, right? Being primary and Arthur. I would say the best synergy maybe Arthur, because Arthur is reducing more rage, has more potential to reduce rage. Not only that, Arthur is doing combo damage, so he will proc this quite often, right? Even though this does have a 3 seconds of cooldown, but Arthur will proc this much more often. Arthur also has instant proc damage, so Arthur is looking the primary candidate. And then the second candidate is Smite Talent Commander. That's what we are saying. I think Mighty Shield gets stronger with the amount of troop capacity, unlike Normal Shield. Normal Shield also acts the same, and Normal Shield, if we take a look into the damage formula, shielding, it's still troop capacity. There's still troop capacity within the Normal Shield. So Normal Shield also scales with the troop amount. Damage also scales with troop amount. Shield, the more troop you have, the bigger shield it's gonna absorb. Also, it's gonna heal bigger, and you're gonna be doing bigger damage the more troop capacity you have. Since he triggers a lot via basic attack, it's either combo or smite. Yes, yes. Mighty Shield is not same as normal shield. They can overlap and don't cancel each other out. Yes, exactly. He'll be OP for arms training though. Yeah, I mean, if we do not get the shield ignoring stuff, right? Whenever it causes, implies that it's from a Ver skill alone. That might be the case. Or it is only from Vercingetorix. Chimura, I agree with you. It could be that case, or it's only from the Vercingetorix. So, like, we think about pairing with Arthur or Smite is like, it's not gonna synergize. It may be just only from Vercingetorix. Again, we should not 100% trust the description of skills, right? We all know that the description, the wording can be a little bit different, and it can work a little bit different in real life. So all we need to do is see and test it, if it's working or not. So this is a point, okay? This is a question mark. But 30% HP and 20% march speed is okay. It's decent. It is not the best amount of stats. In today's open field, guys usually providing like 40 to 50% total stats, but 30% HP is quite impactful, I would say. 20% march speed is also very fast. How about LC? So LC is okay. LC is okay. But LC's role is only to proc this effect a little bit faster. But other than that, if, you know, LC doesn't have smite talent, right? LC has attack talent, so LC is not reducing rage at all. So in that case, he is not really synergizing quite well. I mean, if you are pairing LC with this guy, then both of them are gonna be slowing down enemy like crazy, right? But also you can use LC in somewhere else, and then this guy somewhere else, and then both of them slowing down enemies separately. But this 40% march speed slowdown, this is very dangerous, guys. This is very dangerous effect for open fielders. You can get punished if you get caught with this. 40% march speed slow is absolutely scary, because LC also has 40% march speed, right? So 5 AoE, 40%. Vercingetorix also 5 AoE, 40%. Also for 3 seconds. And whenever you are slowing down enemy with LC, usually that march gets killed. Whenever you are chasing someone, and then your LC casts his skill, that march is not gonna escape. That's usually what happens. So whenever you are escaping from Vercingetorix, one of your march is gonna die, for sure. And he's gonna be chasing down you quite fast, right? Because he does have a 20% march speed. Okay, so here now we have one question mark, right? So far we think that Arthur or Smite Talent Tree is a good combination, or it might just not be, because it might just only Vercingetorix caused by rage lost by this. Who knows? We should not trust the description, because they could be wrong. The commander does act different sometimes. Yo, how's this guy looking so far? So far it's like, of course it's not Qin vibe, right? But we are just trying to figure out if it's worth for us to replace our Philip with this or not. I think that is the main question that we need to answer. Bro, how might his shield work like Hera Versi? So Hera and Vercingetorix together, they're not gonna synergize well, because the mighty shields does not like add on top of each other. So because they are same buff, whatever the strongest shield will replace. But maybe Vercingetorix does have some play in garrisoning. Maybe, let's see. Gains 10% unit capacity, the third skill, Uniter of the Tribes. If this commander contains at least 2 different unit types, it deals 25% more damage. Alright, so garrison. First thing is garrison. Mixed garrison, possibly, because 25% more damage means 25% counter attack, right? So it's anti-swarm. Is it like crazy amount? I don't think it's crazy amount. Like the anti-swarm commanders, garrison commanders such as Attila, or like even Julius Caesar, can reach up to 85% to 100% counterattack damage bonus, right? So this 25 is like, this 25% is not really being insane, but it's interesting. So if you have 2 different troop type, you are getting more damage, but if you are containing 1 troop type, you are becoming more tanky. 20% less rage, less damage, and 10% rage gain speed. 20% less damage, 20% less damage, right? Damage equals. This is actually very tanky. Very tanky commander, now that I think. This is like 40% HP equivalent, okay? And also 10% rage gain speed is equal on open field, okay? On open field, this is gonna be equal to 10 rage per second field. That means usually you have 7 seconds of skill cycle, right? On open field, let's say on open field, because they're rage reduction effect, let's say you have 8 seconds of skill cycle. This means you are generating 80 extra rage. Okay, this is actually quite good. I mean, it is not as good as having Horn, but this is still like 80 extra rage is absolutely insane. So with this skill, you are gonna have it's gonna make sure that you are gonna be having like somewhere around 7 to 8 seconds of skill cycle. This is minimum, right? This is minimum. If you're running Horn, the Horn is gonna proc around 2 times, and then we are also gaining extra rage, right? 80 is minimum. Horn is like, let's say you're running normal Horn, that's 100 rage, so that's 10 extra rage. This is also gonna buff Horn's rage gain, so this is 90 rage extra Horn. So it can come close to 100 rage, which means that this 10% rage gain speed could be equivalent to having an extra Horn. Be equal to having extra normal Horn. Quite good, quite good. What up, bro? What do you think if I use 2 pincers into Prime LC by Vercingetorix? I don't recommend that, man. Because in like 8 months or like even 7 months, we are gonna be getting a new AoE Smite guy. So like you invest into Vercingetorix just to bench him in 8 months is not a good idea. I think he is only coming into a picture when you are running like minimum 6 or 7 marches, or like, yeah, that is the idea. I might have to say goodbye to Scipio if I replace him with this guy. I think it's any rage loss via basic attack trigger chance, so Arthur's 4th skill should work. Yeah, it might work, it might work, it might not. Again, you know, we should not really trust the description because they can be not correct. We all know that. Okay, so this is okay. Very tanky commander when you are running with 1 troop type, but when you are running mixed, you are just gaining more damage. But I don't think you should be running mixed. So for example, this is the 5th point, right? Let's say Smite pair, right? You wanna run 1 troop type. With the Smite pair, you wanna run 1 troop type. Let's see what we are losing. I'm just thinking about the talents. Let's say by Chi. So let's see. Maybe not. No. Okay. So I was thinking about whether there is a talent that if this commander contains only infantry, right? This talent on Baichi, you don't really need to take this because you're going here. So I think with the Smite is okay. With Smite pair, you can run one troop or mixed to gain buff. I would say you just run the one troop. Guys, so I think you should run. But I recommend running one troop. So if you're running one troop, yes, you are becoming tanky, but this 10% rage gain speed also going to translate into DPS increase. And if it's close to 100 rage, that means this 10% rage gain speed is equaling to 13% DPS increase. Okay, 13% DPS increase. So, and also because you're tanky, you are preserving a lot of your troops on open field, right? You're not gonna be like low HP. In return, the more troop capacity you have, the more damage you're gonna be doing. So yeah, I don't think you should prioritize going for two different unit types just to do 25% more damage, because the one unit type will end up being equal with this. So you just take less 20% less damage is absolutely insanity. It's absolutely insane amount of damage reduction. Then your rage gain, so 13% DPS increase. Although maybe it's a little bit lower because Vercingetorix is not really having AoE damage, right? So the DPS increase is maybe like 8% or something like that. It's not 13. The 13% comes in when both of your commander does AoE damage. But for a single guy, one of the guys doing AoE, maybe like it's a little bit low. But I still recommend, I think we should be running one troop type. Is there any... I want to check cavalry talent. Is there any talent that says when this commander contains only cavalry? No. So yeah, so on cavalry as well, it doesn't really change much. I see. But I think you should be running one troop. I think that is the play. More commander with rage reduction, indeed. His buff and tankiness is, at the end of the day, you don't want to out-survive opponent, but kill it. I know it seems same, but it isn't. Philip is hard garbage. With Jinshi in the open field. So the thing is that, yes, this does sound interesting with Jinshi, right? Let us finish analyzing first, but we have to understand the strengths of Jinshi. What Jinshi does is he has extremely short 4 seconds of skill cycle. That means instead of trying to gain like 2500 shield, maybe you should put the AoE commander as a secondary to just do like a lot more damage. I know this guy does give you a little bit damage bonus. I wonder if it says whenever it causes enemy troops to lose 100 rage, right? I wonder QSH Rage Drain is gonna be working with this effect. Probably not. if Qin Shi Huang's rage drain does count towards, this is just, it just says losing 100 rage, right? So if we think about it, when we are draining rage, enemy is actually losing that rage to us. So if this Qin Shi Huang's rage drain counts towards this, then Qin Shi Huang will 5 seconds. Yeah, Qin Shi Huang. Yeah, Qin Shi Huang will stack this up quite fast, right? But I highly doubt that works. But who knows, man? Who knows? It's hard to trust the text sometimes. If it wasn't just from this skill, it would be too strong, since both Smite Talent Tree and Arthur skill would be instant proc. This one. I mean, like, I don't think it's gonna be too strong, man. The main problem is Vercingetorix himself doesn't do damage, so it's only like, even though you are gaining 20% damage with this one, right? It's only Arthur or, like, for example, Baichi is doing the damage, so it is still not enough. It's still not enough, doing it, not enough damage. It's still not enough. I'll definitely use him behind Achilles and chilling. Is that the play? Like, is this guy worth? I mean, Achilles behind. Achilles and then this guy behind. Okay, could be a possibility, but is it worth it? We like leadership. I mean, we are expecting AoE combo commander very soon, like in like 3 months or something like that. Not maybe 3 months, maybe in like 4 months. Yeah, new cav is coming in 4 to 5 months, right? Yeah, indeed. New cav is coming in 4 to 5 months, guys. New AoE cav is coming in 4 to 5 months. A new AoE smite guy is coming in like 7 to 8 months, right? We have to consider what's coming up next. So this guy, his play, so whenever the new AoE guy comes, combo is still looking decent. I think combo still might be missing one AoE commander, but still okay with Kangam-chan there. Smite infantry commander is definitely good, because now you have Smite, I mean Sun Tzu Prime by JLC and then the new guy. So there's no room in infantry. Archer is like Archer blah blah blah. This is Trajan 2.0, just him and Philip will buff and debuff forever. No Qin Shi Huang for 4th skill and expertise. Okay, let's see. Let's take a look into the 4th skill. If this commander is in field troop, okay, so this means that garrison is not working. Yeah, rally garrison is not working. So this skill is not gonna work in rally garrison, only in a field troop. When launching basic attack, which means combo commander will synergize well, or also LC, this commander troop has 10% chance to grant a mighty shield to nearby friendly or allied troop. So that's only one shield with the lowest HP. Yes, including this commander for 3 seconds, and this shield can absorb 800 damage factor, right? So we just read this whenever chat stopped by. Cooldown 5 seconds. Okay. So here's the numbers. On normal occasion, right? On normal occasion, a 10% chance, 5 seconds of cooldown. This will trigger every 15 seconds on average, or 15 turns. That is how it works. But if you are pairing with combo commander, with combo, this will proc on average maybe 8 to 10. I mean 8 to 10 sec on average. Okay, with combo commander. This is just approximation on open field. All right, so 800 damage factor. This is it's not like a biggest amount of shield, right? Whenever a shield granted by this commander is broken, their troop immediately gain 100 rage and deals 10% more normal damage for 5 seconds. This can stack up to 4 times. So I think one guy can, I guess... Are you telling me 40% more normal damage if it's like on that same march? So this skill is like, okay, so it chooses your lowest march, but if it's choosing your, like, for example, archer, then archer is not gonna benefit all too well from this 40% like extra normal damage, because it's just it's not effective. But your smite and combo will benefit. Also, this 100 rage is instantaneously 1 second. This is quite powerful. It's quite powerful, but it's like the duration is like 15 to 8 to 10 seconds, right? So let's see if we compare it with Horn. Yeah, with combo, it's as if having extra normal Horn, I'd say, which is quite powerful. Rage gaining on open field is quite powerful, right? But now the question here, guys, now the question here. Now there is a question is that whenever a shield granted by this commander is broken, does that mean like if we pair him with William Wallace, this is also gonna work? The damage part of that skill is max stacking of every primary skill firing. What? Are you you're talking about the expertise skill? If not the same march, if any shield breaks, Vercingetorix gets 10% damage. Their troop, as they're in the is broken. Their troop, I see. So this troop gains 10% more normal damage and 100 rage. I see. So I see this. Oh, so I see. Yeah, you are right. This troop gains this benefit, not others. Okay, I see. So again, combo or smite is being a great pair. Combo or Smite is being a great pair. 100 extra rage is okay because usually you are generating 104 rage per turn, but if it happens to proc in the same time whenever your horn is proccing, you are gonna overrage. But I don't think you should be really getting worried about overraging on open field. That's my principle. That means like William Wallace or Scipio. I think William Wallace is much more consistent option. Yeah, but you're also wasting a secondary commander slot on 0 damage commander. Yeah, guys, again, buffing March is only for if you are running like 6 or 7 March, right? That is only when you are considering running a buffer March. That's only the time you should consider. Whenever you are running less than that, then it is always better to just have a meta damage dealing marches, because that's gonna just you are end up doing a lot more. Hi boy, your body looks skinny now. Ahlam, yes. Yeah, good observation, my guy. So I am trying to lean. I am on a I'm counting calories, and I am trying to like become, how to say, ripped. Yeah, I'm doing this intentionally. So like suddenly I just decided, yo, I wanna just see what happens if I go down to single digit body fat. I'm not gonna go down crazy, that's bad for my health, but I just wanted to see like 9%. I want to hit 9% body fat and see what happens. Currently my body fat percent is I don't know if it is like absolutely accurate or not, but I've checked it on a scale and it said 10.9%. Let me show you. And I'm actually kind of feeling nice. I feel nice with this lean. I'm feeling very, very nice whenever I'm lean, because I feel very tight and like tidy and very like light. Look at this. Do you see this body fat? I lost quite a bit of weight, but this is like compared to like my old data. I'm currently weighing at 76.4 kilograms. It's not in pounds. 76.4, and my body fat says 10.9%. And all of my results showing that I am in a very athletic shape, which I am aiming. So that's what I'm trying to do, man. Do you think Vercingetorix can be paired with AA? Nah, man. Nah. Hey, but like, is the shield get buffed like active skill? Like Sinsu Prime active skill is 3k but do 70k damage. So the shield is same, or is it 2.5 to 2.5k? Negan, I understand your question. I actually answered that exact question earlier. So yes, the shield does scale off of troop capacity. So it is same as like it increases as your troop capacity increases. But I was working on the formula on shielding, healing, and damaging, and shield is actually like twice as less effective, so it's only the half amount. What that means is 2500 shield, that it means 12.1250 damage factor or 1250 healing factor. this is equaling something like this. So it does sound like insanely very big shield, but in reality it's not that like impressive. It's okay, but it's not impressive. Shield is very weak. Shielding is very weak, especially on the open field. I mean, good thing about shield is it completely blocks any damage, right? So you're not taking any saves, any like slightly wounded. You're not taking anything. It completely blocks off any damage. That is a advantage of shield, but you have to have disadvantage, and the disadvantage is it's just a half the value. Vercingetorix is absolute perfect secondary to Arthur in my opinion. Arthur gives a ton of tankiness and heavily buffs Arthur's damage. Yeah, Arthur is looking very, very primary pair, right? Also, the second candidate is any smite talent tree commander that is doing AoE smite damage. Does V's second skill get triggered by Arthur rage reduction, or does mean itself? That is the question, man. We don't know. I think it will trigger. We have that question here, right? But this needs to be tested because we should not trust this description 100%. The description can be wrong, as proven before. The descriptions can be misleading. So it could be a perfect pair for Arthur, or it's just it might be not. Right? We have to see. But still, this is like looking perfect pair is either combo or smite, and within the combo, Arthur primary is looking the hottest, the most hottest as for now. And you are getting extra rage. This is always good thing on open field, and then extra normal damage. Good. So now let's see. So here you are getting 10 to 40%, right? Depending on the stacks. And here you have, I am recommending this one troop type instead of running two on open field. So I'm not gonna count this, but this is straight up DPS increase as well, right? Let's see. Yeah, if this is also happening, you are gaining another 20% damage bonus here. And you are also gaining 30% attack from here. That is approximately 10 to 15% again. 10 to 15%. So total damage increase is somewhere, let's say, lowest is 40%, highest is 40, 60, 75%. Wait, lowest, highest. This is still not justifying. This is not justifying a commander that is doing no damage. If the commander is not doing like 0 damage, and all it does is buffing the other pair's damage, right? Then you have to be providing like 150% to 200% damage bonus to compete with double double damage dealing pairs. Right, so if one guy is dealing damage, the other guy is buffing its damage, then if you want to compete double damage dealer marches in terms of generating reports, then I think 200% might be a little bit too high, maybe like 150%, right? So this is not justifying. What I'm trying to say is Vercingetorix is a buffing march, he does provide a lot of rage and damage bonuses, especially to combo, but still, when you are running, for example, Arthur and Vercingetorix, they're still gonna be considered as a buffing march and not going to generate a similar report as a, like for example, Sun Tzu Prime Baichi or Qin Shi Huan or Qin Shi Huan Zhuge YSG, right? Or Arthur Achilles. But they're gonna be buffing march. That's what I think. Let me read the chat. Please check expertise. Yeah, let's check expertise. Also, TJ Mitten just said, will it trigger off Silent Trail? I think it will. I think it might possibly will. So, again, Arthur pairing, you are doing Arthur, and then this guy, and then you are using Horn, right? You are using Horn, and then your second accessory is not gonna be like a ring or something, because you're not trying to do damage, but you're still gonna be doing damage. But yeah, the Silent Trail, again, we know how the Silent Trail works, right? So if you put this Silent Trail on Arthur, he is gonna be reducing total of 60 rage, 20 rage per target, and 3 targets. And also, that's the skill cycle, right? And the basic attack does have a chance to reduce. And then also the Arthur's expertise skill, which is instant proc, will have a chance to reduce. And also, when you are pairing Achilles, Achilles is doing more combo. So this Silent Trail will be reducing 100 rage per skill cycle. Per, like, whenever Achilles casts his skill, that's instantaneously 100 rage gone. So yeah, I think there might be also synergy there as well. Also Silent Trail with combo. That's a good point. So all you are now aiming is to, like, that march that is super annoying, reducing your marches, reducing your march speed, buffing your marches, giving them shield attack, and then yourself, you're not really doing damage, but you are reducing rage of enemy. That sounds so annoying, man. I don't want to fight against this, man. This is annoying. Pair is looking good for Achilles, absorbs damage, 20% less damage means more Pillion Spears. That's also a very good observation, Mike. I also agree. Exactly. When you are pairing with Achilles, Achilles will be casting the Pillion Spears more because he's tanky. Achilles really enjoys tanky stats. On 4th skill, why you put this troop? Isn't it allied troops? So, I think this troop will gain the effect. You are putting the shield on your allied troop, right? But whenever that shield break, whenever the shield breaks, their troop gains 100 rage. So I feel like this means that this troop, if it was that troop, then it might say that troop who had the shield will gain. Now here it says their troops, which means this Vercingetorix march. That is what we are assuming. So shielding can benefit others, but this extra rage and normal damage is for this troop. That's what we are thinking. Special talent Silent Trail, 13 rage, 10, 130 rage. Ah, man, this rage reduction effect is going out of control. This is absolutely insane. It's not good. It's not good. But how tall are you? I am 190. 1 meter, 90 centimeter, or 6'3". With that skill, are we considering remotely him as a primary, or are we stuck as a secondary idea? Too evil. Okay, so here's the expertise skill, right? Whenever this commander is serving as primary, a shield effect granted by this commander troop gains 10% bonus. So when this guy is primary, and whenever you are providing a shield, right? That means even if you pair him with William Wallace secondary just for this effect, I don't know what this is, man. It just says gain 10% bonus. Is this like 10% bonus damage, or probably bonus damage, right? I think there is some error here. We don't really say 10% damage, 10% bonus damage reduction. We just say 10% damage reduction. So it's probably a bonus damage. When a shield gained from Alessia Fortification, which is the first skill, right? When that shield is broken or disappears, so this means that you are gaining the shield yourself, okay? This commander troop, you are gaining 2500 damage factor shield, okay? And whenever this is broken, or let's say or disappears, which means expires, that means it is guaranteed 5 seconds, right? This is gonna proc guaranteed 5 seconds because the shield does have 5 seconds of duration. So it can be broken before that, or it can get destroyed. Not guaranteed 5 seconds, but it is like guaranteed per skill cycle. Yeah, it's guaranteed per skill cycle. Because it can either get destroyed or expire, and it has 5 seconds of duration. And then your skill cycle is gonna be somewhere around 7 to 8 seconds, so it's guaranteed per skill cycle. Up to 3 nearby enemy takes damage factor 300, and then this is going to get reduced. This is direct damage, so it's skill damage and reduced by 15%. That means for 3 targets, the damage is 210 damage factor per target. Total 630 damage factor damage. So when you are running primary, you are given a little bit of damage bonus. I think we're still missing some description here. First of all, this 10% bonus is, I think this is damage, but also this, I think there needs to be some duration, right? Whenever this guy's primary, shield granted by this commander troop gain 10% bonus damage for what, like 2 or 3 seconds or something like that. Otherwise, there is no specific duration, so what does that mean? I don't think, yeah, I think this is gonna get fixed very, very soon. 10% all damage for how many seconds? We're missing some information here. And also this AoE damage is not, this is not really impressive. 3 target, 15%, right? That means you are doing 70% of the damage, which means 70% of 300 is 210 on open field, and then 3 target means total 638 damage factor. It is not impressive at all. It's just It's not. It's nothing. And also, like, you are doing 630 damage. It's very small amount of damage per skill cycle, so it's like nothing. It is nothing. So what I'm thinking is primary is not good idea, okay? But it's not because of this damage, okay? It is because of, let me specify the reasons. It's because this guy is leadership. Because this guy is leadership commander, so equipment is hard. So this is the idea. If this guy is running primary, you have two choices, right? You have two choices. You are either using leadership equipment. Where's my equipment? Yeah. You are either using this all troop type equipment that is critted for leadership, right? But again, this leadership gear is not optimal for open field. Full leadership gear never outperforms like a true unit specific gear. They are approximately like 20% weaker than unit specific gear, 15 to 20%. So it is better to run like a unit specific gear. Running leadership set on the field is always inefficient. Now, so let's say you are now pairing your guy with your, like, for example, Arthur primary and then this guy secondary, right? No. Let's say like Arthur, like with Arthur that doesn't even work now because Arthur has to be secondary, right? So when this guy is primary and then you are trying to put your cavalry equipment, but the crit's not gonna work because the equipment are critted for cavalry and then this guy is leadership. So if you are using this guy as a primary, then you are gonna run into whole heaps of problem with the equipment. And I don't think you should be making an equipment just for, you know, this guy. You're running that guy primary, right? And then you are critting your gear for leadership to just have the crits work. I don't think that is the answer. So even though you are doing like providing a little bit bonus and doing a little bit of damage, the primary is not good idea just because the equipment is very, very messed up. It's not gonna work. So this guy always needs to be secondary just to make it easier for your equipment. Again, leadership, full leadership gear, the goddess set, right, is not efficient on the field. It's only good for like mixed garrison or city, or you can use it on a siege, but the unit specific gear is always better. And then unit specific gear is not critted for leadership anyways, because that unit specific gear is critted for that specific unit, right? So yeah, just with this reason, primary, I don't think it's a good idea. You are just gonna sacrifice a lot of equipment benefits. Now, as a secondary commander, you are gaining 5% defense, and before the primary commander uses an active skill, the troop gains 40% bonus to damage dealt for 1 second. I think this is intended to increase the damage of the primary commander. Let's see. So yeah, so second, I think it's secondary is the answer. Wait a second. So now you're gaining 40 extra for the skill cycle. That means this is actually secondary. So this is 80 and this is 150. Yeah, it's. I don't think it's still. I don't think it's still justify. I don't think it's still justify. I think I know my conclusion of what this guy. I mean, there's one question mark here, but I think I know where this guy is. Does that shield blocks Achilles threshold for recast of 3500? That is actually a good question. I think it does. I think it will. I think it does. Yeah, I think it does help. But Achilles, the threshold, Achilles needs to be reducing damage, right? So the total damage reduction has to be something. So it will help. Right, so expertise, the 25 damage factor, right? Whenever this, you are reducing a total of 2500 damage. That means you have, I think our calculation was you gotta be getting hit by 16,000 damage factor or something like that. I forgot. In total. So every half of your HP, you are casting your skill. So it is going to help a little. Not tremendously, but it is going to help a little. Select 4th skill. How will it stack 4 times if the cooldown is 5 seconds? Let's see. The second effect is the second effect doesn't have a cooldown. That means, yeah, this first effect, right? First effect is you are providing a shield every 5 seconds. How this is gonna stack is you are running another commander that is providing shield effects. Yeah, for example, Will Wallace. That's how you're stacking this. That is how you're stacking this. Otherwise, just from this effect alone, I don't think it's gonna max stack. It will stack one time, but I don't think it will stack max time, right? %10 bonus to shield. 10% bonus to shield. Oh, that's even worse, man. 10% bonus to shield, that's even worse. I mean, 10% damage might have been better, but even with 10% damage, that's not good. Does the AoE red number come from first skill or expertise skill? Expertise skill. This new guy plus Philip better as standalone buffer than say Philip and Shajar as currently. There is a problem with Philip Shajar that they heal too much, so your hospital is gonna be always in a danger of overfilling when you are in a prolonged fight. So very bad. That's a very big danger. The second disadvantage of Philip Shajar is they don't do any damage. So like, they're just there. So in Canyon they're good, but on open field is like Philip Shajar is like it's a little bit too extreme in my opinion. And same goes with this Philip and this new guy, right? Together, they're not gonna be doing damage. I mean, the risk of your hospital overfilling is not there anymore because you're not healing, but still they're not doing a single damage, nothing. It's not like, even if you're running Echelon formation, having double buffers is like a little bit extreme in my opinion. Plus shield on 4 marches if all breaks expire. Yeah. 12 targets getting hit. No. So this first skill is you are only gaining this effect on yourself. One shield. You are only shielding yourself. And then your other allied marches are just gaining attack buff. So this shield is only for yourself. And then this expertise skill is only when your shield is breaks or expires. So it means it's not gonna do multiple damage. So it's, yeah, again, it's only 630 damage factor. It's not like 12. I saw someone mention LC. This guy sounds like a solid option. I don't know, man. LC has attack talent tree, so there are some synergy, but then again, there's no synergy at all as well. Like, you want to have smite, right, to reduce, like, at least proc this effect a little bit more. Yeah, like when this commander causes enemy to lose 100 rage, right? So when LC is primary, you're not causing any extra rage loss because LC has attack talent tree. So it's best to pair this guy with Bite Chi with the smite talent tree and then total causing 225 rage. So LC is, yeah, LC does do a combo, but if you are thinking about like leveraging off of the combo, then it's just straight off better to pair that guy with like a pure actual combo commanders like Arthur or Achilles, right? If I'm making a leadership set mainly for 4th melee march and for CT, if it's crit, should I crit for leadership? Yes, you should crit for leadership, and you should not use that leadership set on open field for 4th march. It is inefficient. It is better for you to run just 3 march, my guy. The leadership set, right? The goddess, this set right here is only when you are now finally starting to defend your city. This is only for defending your city, or if you are garrison player, mixed garrison, yes. And also if you have a siege march, then you can still like use this set for siege, because siege does trade positive anyways. But for field, unit specific commanders wants unit specific sets. If the shield reduces 2500, would that be considered skill reducing 25, or does it have directly, or does it have to directly hit the troop? I don't understand, man. I don't understand that question. You're shielding yourself with 2500, right? I don't understand the question. I would like to move you to your kingdom. Is it possible? I don't recommend coming to my kingdom because my kingdom disbanded. My kingdom died. So there's no longer my kingdom. It's made for Achilles. Blocking damage. Shield. Yeah, Achilles is also good. Arthur is also good. But the question is, you guys are thinking about Achilles, right? But is it like, we already have Kangamchan for Achilles. We already have Kangamchan for Achilles. I don't think like are we replacing Kangamchan with this guy? I don't think so, right? So I would say it's gonna be Arthur for sure. LC is good. This guy is like Alex 2.0, even multi-troop. LC will be great, don't doubt it. No, man, TKX. I think I think that is not the case, man. But Baichi doesn't have any combo, so it's the dilemma. I mean, at least Baichi with the smite talent tree, it's much better, right? If you low spender cavalry infantry don't fall into this trap, these commanders are for spenders Lilith buffing spender Lilith buffs. Yes, so Ahmed has a point. Ahmed has a point. So that's what I'm also thinking as well. Chinese tank is dead, so looks very good. Only for 7 months, new infantry comes. Yes. Yes, yes. Indeed. By the way, I meant Achilles, if the shield 25 absorbs, 25 will Achilles skill technically reduce damage. No. 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 So, with the Achilles' damage reduction, right? How to explain? You are reducing damage for Achilles. Okay. You are reducing 15% of the damage, right? You are reducing you are reducing 5%, you are taking 5% damage here, and then also you are reducing like 15% damage here. And whenever this total 15% reaches 2500, then it casts Pillar's Girl. So what this means is that instead of sacrificing all of your HP to gain, just a small part will be covered by the shield. Small part. Because it is reducing, it says reduces total of 2500, right? So this is damage reduced amount. It is not like when you are shielding yourself 2500 and then when the shield breaks, this is proccing. It's not like that. It's not like that. I get what you mean. It's kind of hard, like I don't know how to explain this, but it is not what you are thinking. It's not gonna work what you're thinking. Yes, Achilles will be casting his Pillion skill much more often, right? This passive skill, but maybe like 1 extra more, and that's it. And that is not like heavily impactful. Cavalry main should definitely get him. I want this guy, but don't think he fits anywhere in my account. When the new Cav release test, when Gangan-chan is gone, Versin is clearly better than Gangan-chan with tankiness. No man, when the new Cav releases, Gangan-chan is still gonna be there because Arthur, Achilles, Gangan-chan and the new guy. This guy doesn't have a place at the point. Sunsu Prime Vercingetorix, Baichi, Wallace, LC, Alex. 3 shielding commander pairs. Will shield take Achilles 2000 combo skill and survive? Only 15% of the damage is observed, so you need 1600 shield to cast 1 Pillar Spear. Yeah, I think that is... let's see, is that correct? Yeah, I think that is the correct explanation. So yeah, so 1600 shield, right? But the thing is, guys, here's the thing. Again, Mike has a good point for Achilles, okay? So 15% damage reduction. So Mike says 16,000 shield, right? You need to be shielding 16,000 damage, 16,000 shield factor to cast Pillar Spear. But then again, as I showed you earlier, shield is 2 times less effective than damage factor. This means in reality, it is gonna be somewhere around 32,000 shielding factor for 1 Pillar Spear. 32,000 shield factor. So this is way above. This is like 13 times skill cycle, right? This is 13 skill cycles. So each skill cycle is 2500, right? Is that it? 25 multiplied by 13? Yeah, 13. So now you know. Now you know. This is 13 skill cycle is very, very long. So the shield will affect a little bit, help a little bit for Achilles, but it is not as crazy as you're thinking. You recommend go max Kangan-chan or this guy? I don't have Kangan. So I don't recommend Kangan-chan right now because Kangan-chan has Kangan-chan might get benched next year's cav release, so he has only slightly over 1 year of lifespan. Considering the fact that the next year's release is not gonna suck, right? So Kangan-chan is very risky. I don't think it's an option unless you are a heavy swarmer. Then Kangan-chan, you have to have Kangan-chan. If you are heavy flag swarmers, yes. This guy. So I think that this guy is, in my opinion, guys. Now this is the conclusion part, okay? I wanna reach the conclusion on this guy. So I think there is a little bit of a hype going around in the chat, as I'm noticing, because we're talking about, oh, we can use this guy with Arthur. Oh, we can use this guy with Achilles. LC is good. Baichi is good, right? But if we think about the next commander releases, new cavalry coming in, new infantry coming in, this year we're going to be getting another off-cycle archer commander, and then the next archer commander, which is on April, right? Also going to be quite AoE. So in my eyes, I really don't think that there is a room for this guy. I'm gonna be brutally honest. This guy is looking just the average Joe buffer guy. It's nothing too like crazy going on. Like if this guy was Qin Shi Huan Sun Tzu Prime level, we would be like, oh my god, we gotta have this, right? But this guy is just the average buffer guy, average leadership guy. Who, like Philip, right? Philip is good buffer, but again, Philip is not exceptional. Philip is not Qin Shi Huang. Philip is not Sun Tzu Prime. What I'm trying to say is, I don't think this guy is exceptional. If you have Philip, and if you already have a buffing March, and if you already have a Philip, then I don't think there is a reason for you to go for this guy. I don't really see a reason like just going for this guy. If you do not have a buffing March, and if you wanna make a buffing March, then this guy can be option. Yeah, this guy can be option. You can do this. This guy reduces rage, which is quite annoying, and this rage reduction is becoming quite meta. So you can make your first buffing / debuffing March with this guy. But who makes the buffer or debuff March? It is a player who is now working on his 6th or 7th March. That is minimum like a medium spender level. So that's my opinion, you guys. I don't think this guy is much exception. I don't think this guy is like an insane guy. He's not doing damage. All he is doing is provide quite a good amount of buffs. But buffs is like, we all know that buffing March is not gonna do well. That's how I see this. That is how I'm seeing this. If I'm like not missing anything. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? Let me see your guys' opinion. I might be wrong, guys. I'm not like 100% always correct, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. If you disagree, like let me know. I might be not seeing things, but yeah, this guy is yeah, this guy's not exception. Yeah, I don't think this guy is like exceptional. For those stuck in the meta, releases upgrade every year. GG is risky, but man, he is an amazing, super fun to swarm. Yeah, he is absolutely insane swarmer. I think, yeah, if you are a heavy swarmer, yeah, I think you have to have Kangamchen, right? %140 damage increase on active skill seems good. But still, William Wallace is a single target though, my guy. William Wallace is still a single target. Yeah, if you grab Vercingetorix and pair him with any troop type, that specific troop type will have better commander in the next release. Yeah, the next releases are gonna be the thing, right? Do you think Lilith will keep the yearly commander reset so that we could invest commanders a bit more light-hearted? I think they did mention that they are considering it, right? I don't think it is an official, but I think they did say that they are considering it. Kangam-chan was so bad, rip, 700 golden heads. Guys, watch my content. I was saying Kangam-chan is not must invest for the beginning. Nah, just don't mind that, man. I don't want to scratch salt whoever on the wound. But Gangan-chan, yeah, he's still actually crazy swarmer, but I don't want to rub salt on the wound. For me, this guy is just a skip. I don't think this guy is a skip. And guys, by the way, I am making my 6th March and I am thinking of buffing March. I am thinking about buffing March. But I think I'll just continue investing my Philip because my Philip is already like 552. That is what I'm thinking. This new guy, I don't think I can afford golden heads on this guy. But yeah, for buffing, debuffing, this guy is looking quite nice. Wait a second, I want to check out the Echelon formation. The Echelon formation, the civil, the civilized, does it count shields? It certainly counts rage. Oh, not wedge, what am I seeing? Allied troop buff, extra rage or healing. I'm not sure if this shielding is considered. Certainly the attack is gonna get considered, but the shielding I'm not too sure. Yeah, the buffing March Echelon formation with civilized, right? For a player who are running minimum 6 March. Is it an invest? I got 1100 right now. Triple cav 2 infantry 2 archers. Pingu, if you already have Philip, I don't really see there's a reason. But if you do not have Philip, and if you wanna make buffing March as your 7th March, which you already are running 7 March, right? Then this could be an option. That's how I see it. Other than that, like the average guy, I don't think he's exceptional. I think you're right. He's a 7th March kind of commander. Yeah, I also think, right? He's a 7th March guy, and then he's never gonna be main damage dealer. So he's a 7th March. And for those who already have Philip, he's not. I don't think he's like. Philip is also very, very good, right? Bonus and then damage reduction. AoE bonus, AoE damage reduction, and then he is casting his skill extra, which is helping proc the civilized buff much more often. I don't really see that he is a must-have. He is not the exception in my opinion. Let's see. Is there not a huge synergy with this guy, William Wallace, if you look at William Wallace's kit? Yes, there is a synergy, Damis. Willow Wallace is providing shield, right? And then whenever that shield, whenever you're providing the shield, you are gonna be gaining some buffs yourself. So yes, you will be increasing your damage by 40%. Let's say your this is gonna stack up to 40%, right? But what about that? The question is, even if you are stacking your damage 40%, William Wallace is still doing single target damage. It's still single target. You are only gonna be hitting one guy. That's the idea. Okay, I have Philip. We'll probably watch all waits because I think new Cav guy just replace him behind Arthur anyways. Yeah, that's exactly right. Exactly. Pingu has 3 Cav. I think he needs verse. So Arthur, Achilles, Kangam-chan, new guy, Philip. Nah, man, he already has Philip, so I don't think you go for it. Like, a new Cav guy is coming in 4 to 5 months. We gotta remember, the guys, even if you are running 3 cavalry, this Vercingetorix is still not being in the place, because in 4 to 5 months, new Cav guy, and then in another 1 year, next year, another guy. So, you know, if you're investing in a commander, it is best to invest to a commander that has minimum of 2 years of usage, right? He's gonna be staying in the meta for 2 years minimum. So even if in a 3 Cav setup, this guy still don't have two years lifespan, I think. Sorry if I missed it, but they released info on Yaha Ibn Khalid. What is that? What is that? What is the Yaha Ibn Khalid? Is that a new commander? Cav mains should take the bait. Nah. Guys, so honestly speaking, this is what I think, guys. Obviously, again, I'm not like a sage. I'm not like a wizard that sees everything. Even if I try my best to analyze the commanders and do the mathematics and everything, there are still some times that I might make a mistake or make a wrong conclusion or something like that, right? That might still happen, but in my eyes, Vercingetorix is very, very skippable. I really don't really see like solid reason that we have to have this. There's only one occasion that you can have this, is you're running minimum 6 or 7 marches and you do not have buffing march yet, and then you are now thinking about making a buffing march. Then yeah, you know, especially for 7 march setup, I highly recommend your 7th march to be a buffer march that has an echelon formation with civilized. This is actually insane. Your other 6 marches is gonna doing like very, very good with this. Your 7th march is still gonna suck. The buffing march is still gonna suck, but your other 6 march is gonna suck. But it's very specific situation, right? This is a 7th march guy, and only if you do not have Philip, and only if you are like thinking about making a buffer march. That's what I think. This commander is looking cracked or what? Nah, man, I don't think this guy is exceptional. What do you guys think? Do you guys agree with me? If you guys agree, please type 1 in the chat. If you guys disagree, type 2 in the chat. Let's see. Someone in the kitchen chat, he will become 5-1 buffing for Lohar. Oh, wait a second. Arms training, right? It's still like, it's kind of difficult, but I can see how he can work. I can see. Yeah, he can do a buffer. He is providing 40% attack. I mean 30% attack. It's quite good. Mulan is providing a lot of buffs, but good. It looks like a lot of you guys are agreeing mid for real. Damis is still skeptical. Damis, I understand you, man. Yeah, I mean, we shall see. Also, guys, there's one advice, is that before you invest into a commander, you can always wait and see an actual field reports. Right, you don't have to like max the guy whenever that guy comes out like instantaneously. You can unlock him and then just wait, right? No reason to rush. I always say in Rise of Kingdoms, no reason to rush. You know, and just see. But I just don't feel this guy, man. It's just for me, it's just a skip. I don't feel this guy. Even right? I am now working. I'm thinking about working on buffing march as a 6th march. But what I'm doing is I want to have that march to be doing a bit of a damage healer. And I already have my Philip 5-2, like 5-5-2. Like I don't think I have invested golden heads in him. Yeah, I've been like, you know, just events collecting his golden heads from wheels and such. So I think I will just continue with my Philip. That is my idea. This guy, I could get him, right? The shielding effects and such, but then again, like I have to like invest more golden heads on this guy. You have to get this guy for arms training. I said that earlier, yeah. And this guy is okay, right? This guy could be it. The problem with arms training is this guy is shielding the lowest HP. And usually when you are doing arms training, your main march is not the lowest HP guy most of the time. Your buffer marches are lower than that. But Yeah, he can work. There's a skill that negates the shield for arms Lohar, so nah. Yeah, there is a skill, but up until then. Also, this 30% attack is the highest buff. So far we have been using Mulan, right? Mulan is 25%, I think. Where's my Mulan? Wait, the peacekeeping. No, it's actually 15%. Expertise is 20%. Yeah, so for arms training, that's 10% extra attack. Playing rock feels like a rush itself. Yo, Ripper says too. Ripper definitely gonna be getting this commander. I agree with you that people running 5 or less marches, it's easy to skip, but I think this guy is going to be perform a lot better as a buffing 6 or 7 march. Yes. If you are 6 or 7 march, this guy is definitely an option. But you again, you gotta consider that Philip is a very good buffer as well. Like, is it worth to just bench Philip and get this guy? Right? So the specific situation, in my opinion, is if you do not have Philip, and then you're running 6 and 7 march. I think that is the play. Philip do better at the buff, more damage is a kill. This guy is a lot more tankier, so it's a lot more reliable, but yeah, Philip does provide you good buff. I mean, if you pair Philip with archer or infantry, they do get a little bit tanky though. %30 attack for 4 marches is hard to ignore. In terms of damage boosting ability, we just calculated that, and the damage boost, here's the thing. Damage buffer, right? In terms of damage buffer, this V is equals Philip. In terms of damage buffer, this attack buff and Philip's all damage buff is being almost equal, okay? Now, the only difference is V is reducing MS. Philip is making other marchers tanky. Not tanny, but tanky. There's that only difference. In terms of damage buff, it's being similar in terms of weight. We calculated this roughly. So the only difference comes from you. This is reducing march speed. Philip is making the other guys tanky. 10% less damage. Five of your marches, right? They do 20% more damage as well as 10% less damage, and then you can cast the skill again. Would you look at the ideal setups that include groups, for example, 11 plus lineups for people with alts or friends? To be clear, you are building for a primary account to get best trades but can repeat commanders. Oh my god, Marcus BS, that is actually a very new interesting concept. It's actually a new interesting concept. Very interesting. Very interesting. I'm not too sure, but that's interesting. Like now we are considering the army groups. Vercingetorix are gonna run the Canyon meta. Oh my god, I think yes. I think yes. Holy crap, they are very tanky shielding, and then yes. Oh my god, yeah, you are true. My Vercingetorix Shajar is looking insanely strong in Gar's Canyon. Yeah, looking quite strong. I use Qin Hera. I think this guy can replace Hera as he has a monster shield. Running with this guy with Qin, what is AT, by the way? On open field, Qin, yes, you will have more shields, but I think it's just better to have a nuking commander, right? Mulang is 2 seconds versus 5 seconds. Oh, that's true, Mike. That is true. Yeah, this guy is, I think, arms training. You gotta have this guy at 5-on-1 at least. Yo, Carl, what's up? Is there a cooldown? Expertise 40% boost for 1 second? I don't think there's a cooldown. It's just whenever you are primary commander about to cast a skill, you are gaining 40% bonus to damage. That means I think your primary commander's damage is gonna get increased by 40%, which is quite decent, I would say. Quite decent. Maybe this guy is a slightly better buffer. Maybe this guy is slightly better buffer than Philip. The idea here is this guy is providing you attack stat, right? Philip is providing you bonus. And what we are doing is we are trying to stack as much bonuses as possible on our other marches, right? So the Philip's bonus is actually having a little bit of diminishing return, and then in terms of gear, we are trying to stack as much HP and defense as possible. So attack stat might have a little. No. We actually calculated this. What am I talking? This calculated this. Yeah. Ignore that. How about Sun Tzu Vercingetorix? So yeah, again, guys, the conclusion is this guy is not looking exceptional, whoever you are pairing. Yeah, there are some synergies, Arthur or Achilles or Smite commanders as a primary. There are some synergies, but he's not exception. He's a 7th March, buffer March. So if you are a medium or high spender, medium and up, then you are running 6 or 7 March, and you are making your buffer March, then yes, you can have Vercingetorix. Other than that, I think is not exceptional. Five second, 5 target buff for civilized. For civilized, the duration doesn't matter, right? It's just only one time. So the 5 second, it doesn't really matter. So civilized, I think civilized is gonna even work better on Philip. Philip is gonna be better user of civilized because Philip is recasting his skill again, applying the buff again. This guy is only applying this buff once, so you're gaining the rage once. The 5-second duration increases the chance of the commander having it active when they use skill. That's true. That is true. But it's again, it's just gonna average out. It's gonna average out. The damage overall damage boost bonus is similar. It's still similar. We did consider the duration. Civilized gives rage every second the buff is active. Wait, is that it? Did I just miss something? Hold on a second, is that it every second? I thought it was just once. Whenever their troop grants an allied troop extra buff or healing, affected troop gains instantly in state 25 rage. Can trigger once per second for each troop. No, where does it say per 25 rage per second? I don't think so. You just apply a buff once and then you are getting 25 rage. It says can trigger once per second for each troop, means that when you are applying multiple types of buffs in a second, you are still going to gain only 125 rage instead of like a multiple of 25 rage. So you are applying, it can be any amount of buff, healing, extra stats, rage, it doesn't matter. In one single second, you're still gonna be gaining just extra 25 rage. The whenever you are it's just whenever you are applying. So the buff duration is 5 seconds, but you are not gaining 25 rage for 5 seconds each second. Is it 25 rage per buff? No, it's not 25 rage per buff. It doesn't matter how many buffs you apply in a single second, you're just going to gain 125 rage and that's it. So it's just limiting how much rage you're gaining. So yeah, Philip will proc this more often because Philip is recasting his buffs twice, right? So you are gonna be getting 25 rage twice. Vercingetorix is only one time the active scale with the attack buff. You are getting 25 rage and then that's it. You are not gonna be gaining 25 rage per second for 5 seconds. I'm running Arthur Philip. Is this commander good replacement or just wait? It's a easy skip for you. If you're already running Arthur Philip, you can skip and wait because first of all, in 4 or 5 months we are getting new leadership. So this guy is not a replacement. Alright guys, I think that's about it, you guys. I think that is about it. Scroll up please. Car, he will be great behind Baichi or LC as a 7th March lineup. Yeah, so let me wrap up the stream and I will go to the conclusion again, okay? So this guy is not really exceptional in my eyes. He's a buffer march. He's not a main damage dealer. He's a buffer march, and who uses buffer march is a player who runs 6 or 7 march. Especially for 7th march, you should consider getting a buffer march as a 7th march. That's a very good option with echelon formation with civilized. That is very, very good option, especially for 7th march, right? So yeah, this guy is a buffer march. This guy is not a damage dealer like Qin Shi Huan Sun Tzu Prime. So falls into category of buffer. Now he does have synergies with Arthur, Achilles by GLC, right? Those type of commander. But again, he's a buffer march. He is coming with 6th or 7th march. And if you are a player who already has a buffer march, for example, you already have a Philip, then I don't think it is worth to replace your Philip with this guy. Because Philip is already doing a good job as a buffer march, as a 7th march. The only players who might consider getting this guy right now is players who are just making their buffer march right now. Just making their echelon with civilized and then just working on their 6th or 7th march as a buffer march. Then instead of like Philip, you could get this guy, and then you could pair this guy with your extra by GLC, Arthur or Philip. That is an option. Other than that, this guy is, I don't think this guy is exceptional. He's not gonna replace anybody right now. And we are expecting new releases very, very soon. So he is not looking into the main march setup. Like 2-2-2 march, right? 2 infantry, archer, cavalry. He's not within this 2-2-2 setup. He's gonna be 7th march. So that is the conclusion that I'm thinking about right now. I was thinking about pairing with Philip. You cast Philip, and then you cast Vercingetorix, right? So Pedro, that is like insanely buffer march, right? That is insane buffer march. But downside is that march is not gonna generate any report because they're not doing any damage. So it is a buffer march. There's always downside. It's not gonna do damage at all. Is Ivar with Sun Tzu Prime better than Philip with LC? Yes, they are. Sun Tzu Prime Ivar is much better than LC Philip. I saw you running 2 marches in KK1. Right now it's expensive speed house wise for you. No, it's fine. I think I most likely gonna be playing 1 march for sure, but I just run 2 march just for the altar fight. I wanted one of my march to be on the altar. Well, anyways, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. That is the conclusion that we are reaching for today. I hope today's analysis was helpful for you to understand the commander a little bit, and is gonna help towards making a decision whether you are gonna invest in this guy or not. So we are all out of time for today. Thank you guys so much for watching, and if you are new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe and hit that like button. Guys, I am running very interesting stuff. I'm doing very interesting projects on my account. This account of mine is open field specialized account, but I also have a trap account, and Kingsland fight is coming in like very soon. I think it was in 3 days now, and I'm gonna be random teleporting and receiving swarms on my 18.5 million power account. So there's quite a bit of interesting content upcoming as well. Let's see. Again, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'm gonna send you guys over to Bulba. My guy is streaming, so I will support my fellow content creator. And thank you guys, and catch you guys next time. Peace.